Hello everyone, myself Alok Kumar. I am Assistant Professor in Government College of Engineering, Dharmapuri. So here we will see next topic of fourth unit, and that we will see activation record example, because in previous lecture we have seen activation record. Here we will see one example of activation record and further topics we will see. So here you can see one program we have written here, like main. Inside main one procedure is there, and inside P we are having one more procedure, that is Q. We are having one variable B inside Q, and we are calling this procedure, and after that we are having one procedure S that is inside main, but it is outside of P procedure. So here we are having one C variable, and we can say like here inside main we are having two procedure P and S, and at last here we are coming out from the main program. So here we have shown here one activation tree. Here this one is main program, and here P one procedure is there inside P, one Q procedure is there, and inside main one more procedure is there, that is S, but it is outside of P. Okay, so this one is here we can say inside main two procedure P and S is there, and here inside P one Q procedure. So here this one we have shown in terms of activation tree, and this one is here we can show like activation recorded like this manner. Main function is there, and here P this function this procedure is there inside P. One A variable is there that is local to this P procedure, and inside P we are having one more procedure, that is Q, and inside that we are having a B variable. Okay, so that B is local to that Q procedure. So like this manner we have shown this activation tree and activation record. And here this one more, suppose we are having program here like this main and procedure. Inside procedure we are having one function, and in this one conditional is there, like if A is equals to 1, then Q will be 1. Okay, else what we are going to do, Q will be A plus Q, and we are calling this function. Okay, so and after that we are calling this Q3, means this function we are calling, and where 3 we are passing. Okay, so we can see here in main function we are having one procedure P, and we are coming out. So like this manner we can show like this is activation tree, main function, and P procedure is there. Inside that we are calling Q, this one, and based on this one here we are checking whether this A equals to 1. If this condition true, then we will go this one, and if this false, then again we will call and add. Okay, so like this manner we have shown this one with the help of activation record also. So suppose we are having one more question, so you should try here. This one is the following function compute Fibonacci's numbers recursively. Assume that the initial call is F4. Okay, so here you can see this one function is there, and we are passing here suppose 4 initially. So at the time you have to what you have to do, you have to draw the activation tree like we have seen in two examples. So same manner you have to draw one activation tree, and this program is recursively. Okay, recursive function we can say. And here second thing you have to do, draw the activation record in the stack the first time F0 is about to return. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to draw activation record in the stack when we are calling this F0, when F0 will be called. Okay, up to that time we have to show. So you can see you already know this Fibonacci numbers. So this program is already mentioned. So if we are making like activation tree, so we can make like this manner. F4 initially if we are calling, so this is recursively. So F3, F2 here it will be, because here if this condition is becoming false, 4 is less than 2, condition is becoming false, so here we are calling, so it will be F3 and F2 will be called. After that this one is less than 2, condition is becoming false, so F2, F1, and this one is less than 2, condition is becoming, so again F1 F0. So this one again here, this one is less than 2, condition is becoming false, so F1 F0. So like this manner we can show this activation tree, and here this one is activation record. So initially we are calling F4, and inside when this we are calling at a time value of n is 4, and this one is when we are calling this one recursively, so F3 F2 will be called when we are calling this one. So at a time value of n will be 3, and value of n here it is 2. Okay, so based on that, when we are going to call this F3 and F2 at the time here F2 and F1 is coming, and here when we are calling this F2 at a time F1 F0 is coming. So here like this manner we can represent here this F0 when the value of n will be 0. Okay, so like this manner we can show this activation record. So you just try from your side how we are going to create this activation tree and activation record. Okay, now here suppose when we are going to create one activation record at a time, who allocates an activation record of a procedure? Okay, so that question may arise. So some part is created by the caller and of that procedure before the procedure is entered. Okay, some part of the activation record of a procedure is created by that procedure itself immediately after that procedure is entered. Okay, the second question may arise like who deallocates. So this callee deallocates the part allocated by the callee. Okay, and caller deallocates the part allocated by the caller. Okay, the respective person will do. Okay, or person or that function whatever. Okay, so this one is creation of an activation record. So here like this one we already seen, and this is returning value, actual parameter, control link, and this one is access link, saved machine status, local data, temporary variables, return value, actual parameters, control link, this access link, saved machine status, local. So this one is means here you can see this one is caller's activation record. Here like this manner caller will create activation record, and this one is the portion of caller's responsibility, this for this maintaining of this one, and this one is callee's activation record from this saved machine status to up to this one control link. This one is the activation record created by this callee, and from this one here this access link to this temporary variables, this one is the callee's responsibility. Okay, so just here we have shown means whose responsibility okay, either callee and or callers. Okay, so now here we can see this one is like a same. Suppose we are taking this activation record here, actual parameter, return value, control link, access link, and here suppose we are having local data like pointer to A, pointer to B, and temporary variables like array A and array B. So variable length data is allocated after temporary variables. Okay, and there is a link from local data to that array. Okay, like that here it has been shown like this one is pointing to this one, so pointer to B, this one is pointing to array B, and this pointer to A, this is pointing to array A. Okay, so here now we can see scope of like local scope, or that one is what will be the scope of local variable and what will be the scope of non-local variable. So this one we will see the same variable name can be used in different parts of the program. Okay, the scope rules of the language determine which declaration of a name applies when the name appears in the program. Okay, an occurrence of a variable is either it can be local or non-local if the occurrence is in the same procedure in which that name is declared. So that we will say as local and non-local. Otherwise, if this one is not local, then we will say it will be non-local. It is declared outside of that procedure. Okay, so suppose procedure is like this manner, procedure P, and inside this one this B variable is there. So this B will be local to this P procedure. Okay, and suppose we are having one Q procedure, and at the time A will be local to Q procedure, but B will not be local to Q procedure. Okay, because it is not declared inside this Q procedure. Okay, it is declared, this is declared outside of this Q procedure. Okay, so here this one is begin A. Either we are defining here inside this Q, but declaration happened outside of Q for this B. Okay, so here we can say A is local. A will be local to this procedure Q, and B will be non-local to this Q procedure Q. Okay, now this one is access to non-local names. Scope rules of a language determine the treatment of references to non-local names. Okay, so here scope rules, like here lexical scope is there, like is we will say this one as a static scope and one is dynamic scope. Okay, this static scope mostly closely nested rule is used. It determines the declaration that applies to a name by examining the program text alone at compile time. Okay, like in programming in languages like Pascal, C. And in dynamic scope determines the declaration that applies to a name at runtime, like in programming languages Lisp, APL. Okay, so now here we can see in lexical scope or static scope, the scope of a declaration in a block structured language is given by mostly closed rule. Okay, each procedure or block we can say will have its own activation record. We can say procedure and begins and end blocks. Okay, it is treated same as procedure without creating most part of its activation record. In a static scope, a procedure may access to a non-local name using access links in activation records, or it displays an efficient way to access to non-local names. Okay, and now we will see access links here. In access links are implemented by adding pointers to each activation record. If procedure P is nested immediately within procedure Q in the source code, then the access link in any activation of P points to the most recent activation of Q. Okay, access links form a chain from the activation record at the top of the stack of a sequence of activation at lower nesting depth. Along this chain are all the activations whose data or procedures are accessible to the currently executing procedure. Okay, so here we can see one example of this one. Here suppose we are having main program, and inside this P procedure is there, and here inside this main one Q procedure is there, S procedure is there, and in this S procedure here we are calling this P procedure, and here we are checking if I is not equals to 0, then we are calling this Q procedure, else if this condition is becoming false we are calling S procedure. Okay, and here we are calling this one Q1. Okay, Q procedure, this procedure Q we are calling, and at the time we are passing the value of I as 1. Okay, so here we have shown with this activation record here main, and this one is A is the variable in this main, and here this Q1 when we are going to call at a time here it will point to this, because this one is called from main. Okay, and here we can see this when we are calling this Q1 at a time, here B variable is there and I is the parameter. Okay, so this one we have to mention here, and when we are going to call at a time here this will be called. So here this Q0, okay, when I value is not equals to 0 at the time here this procedure S will be called. Okay, so this will be called, so this will this procedure has been called from Q because of this Q0. Okay, so here we have to point this one, and this Q0 has been called because from this main. Okay, and this P procedure, this one is inside this p procedure, here we are having d variable, so we have to point right here and it will point to this main program. Okay, so like this manner we can create one activation record of a program. So after that, here we can see this another, suppose one program access links must be passed with procedure parameter. Suppose here we are having one main program and here procedure p, and here we are having procedure q, and inside q we are having s, and here we are having, suppose in we are calling this p procedure inside q, and we are having we can say in this q procedure is there inside this main, and we are coming out from that main program. So here we can say this is main program and this one is q procedure we are calling here, and this one has been called from main. So we will show like this manner. One is here, this one is p procedure, this has been called from this this q procedure. Okay, so we have to point like this manner, and this one is s procedure, so this has been called from this one from q. So like this manner we have to point also. Okay, so here we will see next, suppose we are having one example like program, we are having this thing p, and inside that q procedure is there, and here we are closing this one and we are coming out from p. So like this manner, here main and here p procedure is there inside that q procedure. So we can say q has been called from p and p has been called from main. Okay, so like this manner here we can show with this activation record. So remaining topic we will see in next lecture. Thank you.